Good morning students. Welcome to the virtual classroom. In our last lecture for the chapter number 4 chemical kinetics, we have already studied it, how the rate can be determined. We studied it by the help of differential rate. Even we saw it that this differential rate of equation, it's proportional to the rate constant, which we got it in the format of K. We also calculated it that it is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant, where we got it as an exponentials of x and y as an order of reaction, which were independent of the stoichiometric coefficient. Now today, in this lecture, once we got it as a differential equation, we will now try to go for the integrated rate equation. Now, this integrated rate equation is derived for different order of reactions. Depending upon the order of the reaction, the integrated rate equation we get it for the rate constant K. For our syllabus, we are having it as in two of them to be studied. One is considered as a zero order reaction, and for the first order reaction, the integrated rate equation we are going to derive it for two of them. Let's do it one by one, both of them, and try to understand what are the factors that are involved in it. So first of all, we are going it for integrated rate equation for zero order. First of all, we are going it for the integrated rate equation for zero order reaction. Right? That means here for the given reaction, if I am writing it as a reaction, reactant getting converted into product, then its differential rate equation. Differential rate equation will be given out as rate is equals to minus d of r by dt, that is equals to k r raised to x, right? But at the same time, it is told to me it's a zero order reaction. That means the value of x is equals to 0, right? Therefore, any number raised to 0 is 1, r raised to 0, that is equals to 1. Therefore, we get it as rate minus d of r by dt equals to k. We are getting it as a differential rate equation in the format of minus d of r by dt equals to k, right? Okay, now we want to go it for the integration of this. For going it for the integration of it, integrating it on both the sides, we will be having it as the equation indicated as minus, because integration of the minus sign cannot be done. Integration of dr, that is equals to k integration of dt. What does it shows? K is constant. Integration cannot be taken for the constant. With respect to r, with respect to t, integration cannot be carried out with respect to two terms at a time, two variables at a time. So we separated them. So we wrote it as integration of minus d of r, that is equals to k integration of dt. Now, what is integration of r minus dr? Your answer is going to be r. Our integrated value, we are going to get it as for this, we are going to get it as minus r, that is equals to k t plus some constant. This is known as integration constant. So we got it as minus r, that is equals to k t plus c. C is an integration constant that we took it. Now what is the value of that integration constant? Now we want to find out the value of that integration constant. So if I substitute for t equals to 0 That means the reaction has not started. Time t equals to 0. What will be the value of R? Your R will be equivalent to R naught. Substitute the value in the given equation, you will get it as R naught, that is equals to K into 0 plus C. Therefore, C is equals to minus R naught. The value of integrated constant. Substitute it in the given equation, we get it as minus R, that is equals to KT minus R naught. Right? Take this term on the one side, we will get it as KT is equals to R naught minus R. We will be getting it as an R naught minus R. K is equals to R naught minus R by T. Right? This is the equation that we get it for zero order reaction. This equation, it helps us to calculate the rate constant for the zero order reaction. Right? Okay. Now, if we want to calculate it, half-life of it. Okay. Now the question arises, the word itself, half-life means what? Half-life means time taken for the reactant to reduce to half of its concentration. Right? Let's write the definition for half-life. Half-life. Time taken by the reactant to reduce its concentration to half of its initial concentration is known as half-life time. The symbol that is used for it is T1 by 2. Right? Okay. So if I want to calculate the half-life for it, then what we will be getting it? We will be substituting it as an, first of all, if it's considered as T is equals to T1 by 2, then your R will become as R naught by 2. Your R will become as R naught by 2 at time t equals to T1 by 2. So substituting these given values in the given equation, what will happen? K is equals to R naught minus R naught by 2 T1 by 2. If I make its calculation and simplify it, 2 R naught minus R naught by 2 means R naught by 2, 2 comes in the division, so we get it as an equation K is equals to R naught by 2 T half. Again, from this equation, we can say that half-life, it's directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reaction. Therefore, for zero order reaction, half-life is directly proportional to its initial concentration. Okay, so we got it from this that K is equals to R naught by 2 T half. Okay, now this is your second equation that we will be having it for the numericals. The third factor that we get it from this, that is by putting this equation into considering that this equation we are getting it as an, can I write it as y is equals to mx plus c. This is a straight line equation. What does it shows? If I take it as an y is equals to r, then slope m, that is equals to minus k, c as an intercept, we get it as minus r naught. That means if I plot a graph of it, I am going to get it as a negative slope for the concentration of r against t, time, concentration against time. Make it sure that this graph you don't make an error, because every time we are going to get it as in different graphs over here, and by using the graphs the rate order of the reaction can be asked to be right, unit of the rate constant may be asked to you, right. So make it sure that this is the concentration of r against t, you are getting the slope, and the slope is minus k. The slope you are going to get it as a minus k. The intercept you are going to get it as an r naught. You can say that this is the intercept or this factor is an intercept. You are getting it as an r naught. So by this we get it as the three different ways through which we can predict the order of the reaction. We got it as in three ways to predict the order of reaction. First one, integrated rate equation. By putting the value of the initial and final concentrations, if we get it as rate constant same, we can say that it's a zero order reaction. So that is our first method, integrated rate equation, to calculate the order of reaction. Second method was half-life. We got it as if half-life is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant, right? So half-life is the second method to calculate the order of the reaction. And the third method, we got it as a graphical method to indicate the order of reaction. Again, a question can be there to you, which are the different methods to indicate to find out the order of reaction. We have to explain three of them: integrated rate equation, half-life and graphical method, right? Okay, now this was for the zero order reaction. Let's do it for same thing for the first order reaction also. Now if I am going it for the first order reaction, what is the changes that we are going to get it? Now for just a minute. For first order reaction, for the first order reaction, that means again I am taking it as a reactant to product. The differential rate equation will be indicated as minus d of r by dt equals to k r raised to x, but here x is equals to 1. It's a first order reaction. Therefore, minus d of r by dt, that is equals to k r raised to 1. Right? Now, in this case, if I want to go for the integration, here we are having it as a concentration of the reactant, and we are having a differential rate for with respect to r also. So taking the terms on one side, we get it as minus cannot be integrated, 1 upon r dr, that is equals to k integration of dt. 1 upon r dr integration is given out as ln r kt plus c. Again this is integration constant. It's a value of integration constant. So let's find out the value of integration constant c. So taking t equals to 0, when time t is 0, reaction has not started, at that time what will happen? Your ln will become as ln r naught. Substitute the value in the given equation, you will get it as ln r naught that is equals to 0 minus ln r is equals to ln r, you will be getting it as C, right? Therefore C is equals to minus ln r naught. Substitute the value in the given equation, you will get it as ln r is equals to Kt minus ln r naught. You will be getting it as ln r is equals to Kt minus ln r naught. Take the ln's on the one side, Kt, you will get it as Kt is equals to ln r naught by r. Okay. Now, once we know it that ln, it's a natural log, its value cannot be calculated. We want to calculate it onto the base 10, log to the base 10. So what will happen? We know it that ln will be equals to 2.303 log to the base 10. Therefore, substituting the value Kt is equals to 2.303 log to the base 10 r naught by r. Right? Okay. Take this t on the other side. So we get it as 2.303 by t log r0 by rt. This is our equation which we are getting it for the first order reaction. In the previous one we got it as r0 minus r upon t as a zero order reaction. For the first order we got it as k is equals to 2.303 by t log r0 by rt. Again r0, it's an initial concentration, RT is concentration at time t. So if I say it as, if we write it as, if R0 is taken as A, then what is RT? A minus X, that is the left out concentration. This is considered to be as a left out concentration. So you have to be very careful while you are doing the sum. So this can also be written as K is equals to 2.303 by T log of A upon A minus X. Right? Okay. Now this is again going to give me an half-life to be calculated from it. So let's take it as an half-life. So if T is taken as T half, T is equals to T half, then R naught will become as R naught by 2. So we get it as K is equals to 2.303 by T half log R0 by 2. Here what happens? This 2 goes in the numerator, this is cancelled out. So we get it as 2.303 by T half log 2. But log 2 is 0.3010. 2.303 into 0.3010 gives me the answer 693 by T half. So this reaction shows that first order reaction, half-life is independent of initial concentration. Half-life does not depend on concentration of the reaction. It's an independent of the half-life. Right? So this is for the half-life. Integrated rate equation. But again, a small changes are there for it. We are doing it as in for the solutions. So we got it as A upon E minus X. But if we are having it as a gaseous component in the reaction, then what we are going to get it is a small change we are going to get for it. for solution. We got it as K is equals to 2.303 by T log R0 by RT. But for gaseous component, we get it as K is equals to 2.303 by T log Pi upon 2Pi minus Pt. Here, what is Pi and Pt? Here, Pi is initial pressure and Pt is final pressure. The reason is, in the given solution you can measure the concentration, but here we are having it as the pressure. So pressure cannot be measured particularly like R0 or RT. So in that case we are going to get the formula as Pi upon 2Pi minus Pt, right? Okay, now this is for the gaseous component. Again, we saw it for the half-life. We saw it as an integrated rate equation. Now what is about the graphical equation? So for the graphical, we get it as minus ln R, that is equals to Kt minus ln R naught. Can I compare the equation y is equals to mx plus c? I am comparing this equation as y is equals to mx plus c. At that time what is going to happen? We are going to get it as a straight line equation. Okay, now what does this going to be? Y is equals to ln R m, that is slope. We are going to get it as minus k. Intercept, we are going to get it as R naught. So if I put it as a graph of ln R against t, I am going to get it as a straight line, slope minus k, intercept ln R naught, right? But if we convert this ln into log, that means if I write it as log to the base 10, then my graph is going to be changed. I'm going to get it as graph of R against t, slope at that time will become as k by 2.303 and intercept is going to become as log R, right? In both the cases we are going to get it as a straight line graph with negative slope, but the third slope, that is slope of R naught by R against t, if we are going to plot a slope of log of R naught by R against t, then at that time the slope we are going to get it as a positive slope. This time we are getting the slope positive. So make sure that you have been asked to plot a graph of ln R against t, log R against t, slope will be minus k or minus k by 2.303. But if you have been asked to plot a graph of log R naught by R against t, we are getting the positive slope, and the slope is coming out to be equivalent to k by 2.303 as a positive slope, right? Okay, we studied it as an zero and first order. We saw it as two equations related to it. The third one, we are having it in our syllabus, and that is related to the pseudo first order reaction. But we will discuss it, the pseudo first order reaction, in our next lecture, as well as In our next lecture we will try to do some numericals also. Till then, thank you.